Welcome to the Books for Athletes podcast with your host, the publisher, Mr. Kelly Cole. Mr. Cole, a former athlete and best-selling author himself, has set out to take you behind the scenes of some of sports' forgotten heroes. He sits down with former professional athletes, college athletes, and sports coaches as they share stories of triumph, defeat, dedication, and perseverance. Here's Kelly.
What's up, everybody? It's the publisher here, Mr. Kelly Cole. Welcome to another episode of the Books for Athletes podcast. Today, I got a special guest, best-selling author, motivational speaker, serial entrepreneur, CEO, my main man, KD. What's up, bro?
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
Good, man. Thank you so much for being a guest today.
It's my pleasure, man. Thanks for having me.
Good stuff, man. In your own words, tell the people a little bit of who you are.
Man, I'm KD Bowen. That's what people call me. I'm Keddrain Bowen. I'm originally from Washington, North Carolina. Been living in Tennessee for over 20 years now. I'm a father. I got two girls. One is 24. One is 15. About to have a grandson that's coming up. I'm an entrepreneur, a go-getter, man of faith, and just trying to spread hope to people, man, and helping them tap into their greatness.
Dope, man. So you're a former athlete as well. You played football and basketball in high school. Talk a little bit about that. What position did you play, and what are some of the lessons that you learned from playing football?
I love football, man. It's kind of like a legal assault when I played. I probably would struggle a little bit playing today's football. Probably would adjust, but me, it's a legal assault. You go out there, man, and just give you all and just try to make every play you can to be great. So I played running back in high school. I played safety in college, and I really just love playing safety. I love running the ball, but obviously it's different from high school going to the collegiate level.
What was that transition like from high school football to college? Because I could tell you a little bit about mine. When I got to college is where I figured out, I don't love football as much as I thought I did. Everybody in college is good, and then the work ethic it takes to make it in college football. What was that transition like for you?
It's definitely good because you also ran track, so you can be better than most of the people that you play football with or against. But once you get to the collegiate level, a lot of people are really, really good, and everybody's not cut out for it. That's why you see a lot of kids today. When they graduate, they got 4 or 5 different schools that they're going to because they can't really stick it out and stay for commitment. Because man, it's not easy. It's a job. You're working all the time. Sometimes the coach like you. Sometimes the coach might not like you. It's a lot of things played. You got stuff going on at home, so you got to be mentally tough to take that journey to play any collegiate sport, in my opinion.
For sure, you gotta, like you said, you gotta want it, man. That's when I realized, I don't love this, because you gotta love football to play college football. Man, we had a 3-mile walk to practice, 2 miles to the locker room, 2 miles back to our dorm room, 3 practices a day and meetings.
Right, that's a lot going on right there, man. You gotta have love for that.
Love. I was like, nah, this ain't it. And I was small too, so I was 220 solid. I was one of the second smallest dude on the team.
Y'all had a big team.
Getting blasted. But good stuff, man. So tell us a little bit about, I heard you speak. At what age did you have your daughter, and what was that transition and that balance like?
I had my daughter when I was 19, so I was a teen parent. She was pregnant when I was in school, so it changed a lot of different things. So I go from being highly recruited my junior year going to the senior year, and I'm still kind of just dipping off. I don't blame nobody, because at the end of the day, I have to, you have to self-evaluate what went on. I don't blame somebody for what I did or didn't do. But here I am, not getting as recruited. I have a kid, and as all my other friends, they already going to schools, doing different things. I'm sitting here going like, man, I got a kid, and I always want to be a good father regardless of the situation. So I'm working third shift at a factory and stuff. Get off, try to go to a little community college, just to try to better yourself and see my daughter. But I just found out that I remember one day going to my mom, she opened the same factory, and was like, Mom, I don't know what I want to do in my life, but I definitely know I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. She said, well, what you want to do? I just don't know. I just know I can't do this. And my aunt one day, she was prophesying, and she was like, you know, something really good is about to happen to you. And I'm sitting there like, man, I'm working every other week. I'm making $100 a week. I'm not working for unemployment. $66 of that is going to child support. So I'm like, I don't have a whole lot of options here. And I get the opportunity to, you know, one of my friends came up to me. Back then, we didn't even have, you know, cell phones. We had little pages. Like, hey, man, what you doing? It's embarrassing when you're a top athlete. You don't get an opportunity to play football. But people really still respect you and they know what you work. They fall in love with the potential that you have. And it's nothing worse than you have the potential to be great if you're not doing anything with it. And the guy was like, man, what you doing? I'm like, hey, just looking at the He's like, you're not going to play football anywhere? In fact, man, trying to take care of my family. Eventually, he was like, I'm playing football out of California. And he was like, I'm going to give it to the coach. Of course, I didn't see him. They dropped the door off. Probably 3 days later, and the car drive by, came back, and he was like, hey, man, this is the number I want to give you. And maybe this is what I was prophesying about the opportunity I needed. We called Coach Mills. 3 weeks later, I was in California.
Yo. So what was that like? So you call the coach, he tells you to come out, try out for the team. What was that like to get that opportunity?
Man, for me, it was like a rebound. Because I'm like, dude, I got my chance. I'm going to put their chance. I'm going to put chance. Opportunity. So I was out there with the whole damn thing. So in my wall, in my room, I put pictures of my daughter everywhere. So when I had a bad moment, I'm like, hey, man, I'm doing this. I'm getting opportunities. Push. So my mindset was different than everybody else. So they 18, 19, 20. We had some guys that were good, but we had guys in the 26, 27 years old. And so it's different. You're in California. And some of these dudes, for probation, they got to go to school. So it's completely different. Their mentality is different. You got some kids that just go out there just to have fun. I don't have fun. I don't have a purpose. To start my education and get a degree and do something that I can try to take, bring my way and
Hey, it's the publisher here, Mr. Kelly Cole. Listen, if you are a former professional athlete, if you are a former college athlete or sports coach, and you're looking to launch your speaking career, let me tell you, you need a book. If you're already out there speaking and you want to track more high-paid speaking engagements, you need a book. It's not about creating more content to post on social media. It's not about recording a bunch of videos. It's not about doing more podcasts. The number one secret to attracting more high-paid speaking engagements or even launching your speaking career is a book. Hey, I'm the publisher, Mr. Kelly Cole, and I help former athletes and sports coaches create best-selling books in 30 days to launch their speaking career, even if they hate writing and don't know where to start. So for the first time ever, I've created a free case study video that will not only show you how to write a book from scratch in as little as 30 days and become a best-selling author, it will also show you how to attract more high-paid speaking engagements. Now, to check out this free case study video, click the link that says learn more or go to booksforathletes.com. Real quick before you go, do not go if you're not a former athlete or sports coach, because you won't find any value in what I'm about to share. And don't go if your book is already out and already on Amazon. You won't find any value in what I share over there. But if you are a former athlete or sports coach, know that you need a book, or already out there speaking and you want to launch your speaking career, go check out that link now. Writing a book is not as hard as you think. It doesn't even matter if you don't know where to start. My case study video will show you how to start and get it done and onto the bestsellers list. So go now.
All right. So how did your college career end?
With a degree, a sports man's degree. And just it was hard because, man, once I tore my Achilles, you kind of you don't have a lot of value for the football team, right? Yeah, so they're gonna make life very, very special for you in a special way. And it was times when I'm like, I really did want to quit, man. I'm like, man, treat me. I don't feel, man, that poor pity story I can get, but it was real life. But I'm like, man, I got an opportunity to sit here and complain. I know my family couldn't pay for me to go to school. I couldn't go to school. I'm not gonna turn back and go back home with my hometown. And like, yeah, man, I went to California, went to Tennessee, had fun, but I'm back working at the factory. So that option was never in my head, but it was definitely tough. But it, tough times, don't last forever. The tough people will. So I just put in my mindset, my roommate, he was always there for me. Like, man, don't quit. They want you to quit. It's not quit, man. Let's tough it out, man. And my mom was there for me. I had people in my corner that was still supporting me, but it was definitely a very challenging time to get me to quit. Make good grades and do everything I can to graduate and get an opportunity. Made it out there, but it wasn't easy.
No. So what was your transition like? So you got your degree, you came home. How did you figure out your next steps?
I was happy because I got a degree. I was the first male to graduate in my college, in my family on both sides. So it was one of my goals to do it, just to set an example that when you can do something different, you can go do whatever you put your mind to if you're willing to sacrifice and go out there and chase your dreams. When I graduated, of course, I'm very happy, but I'm applying jobs everywhere. Yes, I got a degree. I know I'm going to get a bag. I'm going to get a job. But everywhere I applied, it was like, hey, you don't have any experience. You don't have any experience. And I'm sitting here going like, okay, you say go to school, but now you say get experience. How am I get experience if I don't get an opportunity? Yeah. But it was like majority everywhere. I mean, I couldn't get a job at a call center. I go on an interview, one of the interviews, and it was hey, we interviewed for a manager. They're like, no, you on the phone. And they never called me back. And a lot of times I'm very grateful that for all the no's and the bills and shit in my face. I really am. I'm like, I remember working in a temp service place and they asked me to do these crazy jobs. And I was like, they don't want you back. What happened? I go over and start telling them the story. I actually, you didn't necessarily have to do that. But if I got comfortable, I would have been in that place and took it. Hey, man, working my way up in this particular company or factory just because. But it was just doors just kept shutting in my face. And one day I went to the flea market and I was feeling the energy like, this is really good. I bought some clothes, took it back to my where I was living in Greenville, Tennessee, and selling it to my friend. I'm like, man, I like doing all this stuff, man. I like doing something. So I went to a line, took $300, it was actually $297. What some products, came back, sold it, and I kept going back and forth. I won't do that in great honest with gas prices and different things. But my journey was, man, just still not a truck in my car and just having this determination to go get it. A lot of people laugh at me, like, man, you go to school, get a sports management degree, and sell clothes in the trunk in your car. I said, well, you might laugh now, but you won't be laughing forever. Even when I go get when I sold a kiosk. And the guy, this girl, I remember she was introducing me one day, and this guy was like, oh, that's that guy that worked on that bench in the mall. And I'm laughing because I'm like, man, you look hating, but I'm trying. So it's never nothing wrong with trying. I'm like, I got to start sooner. So I'm still out in my car. I'm still on this kiosk. Maybe it's a bench. I don't know what you might call it, but I was confident in myself that I know God got a plan for me, and just however long it take, I'm just going to take it. But I'm going to try. If I fail, I did try. Most people don't even try.
So what's some of those lessons you learned at the beginning with that kiosk and selling the clothes out of the trunk of your car? Because those are the good times. What are some of those lessons?
Oh man, it was definitely good because I'm driving around different neighborhoods. I'm not from them. You know what I mean? I'm just driving around. I see somebody, hey man, I got some urban clothes. And I look back now, I'm like, bro, you were really crazy. But when you had that belief in yourself and that craziness, people would kind of like, is something wrong with this dude? But man, I like the energy in this swag, bro, because you come into our hood selling clothes and don't know nobody here.
Yep.
You all right, man. You're gonna get people that's gonna love you, but you also gonna get people that's gonna hate you. But I'm like, man, I'm just out here. I'm like, I'm not doing anything illegal to nobody. I'm out here just trying to, I'm trying to sell CDs. I'm trying to sell whatever it takes to try to generate some kind of flow and energy. So now I look at it like, well, that was really crazy because you could be in situations where it got really murky really fast. But God protected me and got me through that situation.
It's amazing, man, that our stories are so similar. I did the same exact thing, like out of the trunk, selling T-shirts, CDs, all of that. I was everywhere and didn't care. It was just that youthfulness of, you just felt invisible, but you knew you had a goal. Because I had my son at 19 too, and I was like, whatever's got to do, I'm just gonna do that. It don't matter. Working during the day, working at Walmart. I was actually in Walmart the other day. I was like, damn, what if I didn't take that jump? What kind of life would I have if I was still here? I was like, I would have been miserable, man. So talk about that, man. Those no's, like you said, those no's propel you to where you are now.
It is. You smile. People are like, well, why you smile? Is that bad? It's gonna be. I'm like, right, because I just know it's a bigger purpose. I'm like, I just feel the biggest purpose. I believe it. I'm like, maybe I'm that crazy one that just believe crazy stuff. But I'm like, I'm not gonna settle. And I don't like putting putting my life in somebody else's hand. And,
Yeah.
Kind of, see through me. So I'm like, hey, it's not easy. Being an entrepreneur is not easy. So I tell everybody, it's not an easy game. Your money is the kidnap you more money, but I see a lot of people that just get into it and they think it's gonna be easy, and they don't have the work ethic, determination, or the skills to go ask for help. Like for me, I don't mind going to ask for help. Okay, man, I need help. I think about this right here. A lot of people will help you within reason. Obviously, you can't, overstate your value. They're not gonna give you everything for free.
Right.
Will go help you. So before I started, like during that transition from graduating until I started in the mall, man, I would drive to Johnson City every day to talk to every little small local business just to get nuggets and tips and advice, man. What kind of advice would you give me? What can I do? And I have people that will answer those questions for me and just help me out, because early on in the business, I don't know nothing about business,
right?
Managing people, or I don't know any of this. I know how to hustle. I know how to sell, clothes. And I started doing doing a lot of different marketing with, doing parties and doing different things to create a market for people to want to wear clothes, wear urban clothes, and look nice and do different things.
Yo, so how did you come up? How did you go from the cart to Fanatics 101? How did that come about?
So I had one urban store cart that I sold mainly urban stuff, and when I started, the throwback jerseys were still like a really, really big thing. When we wear tall tees and we'd be like 185 wearing a 3X, it's crazy. The 40-inch pants when you're only a 32. So I came up in those days when it's, everything was oversized, music was really good, everybody happy and environment. But then I started doing, I love sports. I play sports, love sports, and I started having one that was I sold just sports stuff, hats, and more jerseys, and I had urban room. And eventually, when you're in the urban market where you're from, you got clients come up. One day they might be here, next day they might be gone. Either they dead, or they in jail, or they on the run. Yep. So it was a very unstable market for the most part. But when you have people, good clients, they're gonna take care of you. You got other people that go there. But the people that I'm hiring, they don't know really how to connect with necessarily a urban crowd. So if you can't have them connect with it, they might even approach the kiosk. So which means I got to be the one working all the time. But when you get sports cover everybody. Yeah. And I can go to California and I'm a Tar Heel fan. I see a Tar Heel fan. We're gonna be like, man, what's up, baby? And I just love that vibe and that energy that I got from sports. And so for me, my sports stores, I want to have a little bit for everybody. So I'm in Tennessee, I love the Vols, but at the same time, everybody that comes to that area ain't gonna love just that one school. So my philosophy is try to have a little bit for everybody and bring a lot of different stuff in. So when you come in, you're like, yeah, I'm from Chicago. You got White Sox, you got the Cubs, you got the Bulls, you got all these different schools from that area. But hey, man, you from Cali, you from Texas, Georgia, Florida, wherever you're from, you can come there, you can find something for your store. So I learned with that mentality with my store, just trying to have a lot of different things, because even for people that's not from here.
Yo, what up? It's your girl JC, and listen, I have to send a special shout out to my guy, Mr. Kelly Cole, and the entire team at Publishing Advantage Group and Books for Athletes. They took so great care of me to the point that I know I'm the pickiest person. This book was supposed to have been finished last summer. However, there were some details that I needed to make sure that the book had because my audience needed it. And, you know, when it comes down to feeding and serving the people, especially as a former athlete, and telling your story, you know you cannot be selfish with the material and give it away. And they worked with me from the time of my thought process to the time of conception, all the way down to now, top 20 hot release best-selling author on Amazon in 24 hours. Listen, if you're an athlete, you have a story to tell, and you don't know how to put it in book form just yet, don't worry, you're not alone, okay? Hit my guy, Mr. Kelly Cole, and tell him what you're trying to do, and I promise you he gonna get you right, all right? And of course, check me out on Amazon after the season. Shout out to the Books for Athletes family.
Yeah, I don't want them to miss that point because you mentioned something very important in business. You figured out your niche market because you were niched all the way down to urban, then you expanded to sports, right? Which it has a broader fan base, but you were doing urban clothing in the area where it wasn't a lot of urban people, right? When did that click for you?
So when you come in, I love urban clothes. I'm urban, so I love the clothes. I love the energy. I love the vibe, and I had people that definitely support me. But you also, you have people that's not going to support you as well because people see you as being different. They don't know you, but they don't like you. So it's not. And I tell people like, it's not that you don't like me. You just don't like the reflection when you see me. I never personally did anything to you. You just when you see me, you're like, man, that should be me. Well, it can be you. You know what I mean? It's not limited. You just gotta, make sacrifices and just be a good person, treat people right. So when I started doing it, I mean, it's 8% minority. So you might get half on the best day to support you. And that's a very high number. You got half of people supporting you. So eventually I'm sitting there like, man, I like this, but I remember one day this guy came in, I was in front of like a bunker store. At the time, G Unit, they had like G Unit and Rockaway, they see me bringing all these brands, and they're like, well, man, you selling this stuff, why can't we do it? And I'm like, why are you mad at me, dog? I'm a little dude on a kiosk.
Right.
24 years old, I'm selling clothes on a kiosk. You got this big company, but yet y'all intimidated by me. But then I'm like, I know I'm on a certain break because I'm like, why are these people so intrigued by me? And I'm just this little country dude driving a Dodge Spirit around selling clothes out of the trunk of my car. Yep. You know what I mean? With a broke seat in the back, but they felt a certain kind of way. And when this guy came up, he was like, man, why are you shopping over there with KD, man? Let's go in here. And I'm like, dude, that's weird. So it is hard. So I'm doing parties. And the more energy you get and the more stuff you do like it, people like it, but people also don't like it. Yeah. But I'm like, man, I love sports. And with sports, no matter what color you are, what kind of religion you are, how you vote, if you like a team, you like a team. That's the one day when all the other nonsense go out the window. Everybody hate that one team, whatever that team is, but you all root for that one team. And I like that energy and it fits for me and my personality a lot better. So I come in and talk sport all day long and try to sell you something, put you on that new hat they ran for the NFL, the new jerseys that just came out. I love it. People, and it still got an urban crowd. I mean, I sell a lot of Michigan jerseys, so I'm still doing some of the same thing, but it's a sports store. And I bring a lot of, 59, 50 hats, a lot of stuff that people, when they got to go out to the beach or maybe go out right in the town and wear their jersey. I still have some of the stuff, the shorts are popular. So I have stuff that people still are big in the urban market. But now, if you 8 or 80 or you 5, you come in my store and just look around and be like, man, this is really cool, man. It's bringing me back to my childhood with all these throwback jerseys. And it's kind of cool because some of the young people know a lot of this stuff as well. They play a lot of video games, YouTube, different things like that. So I think it was a good transition, a good move for me. When I just knew, I'm like, you know what? I need to go all sports. I still can do urban, but I think sports, is going to be a much better ticket. At the time, Tennessee was still really, really good, so, and they don't have a really option to get a lot of stuff. So I just want to be, bring something cool to my area for the people who East Tennessee, just to come in and be able to work their team.
Think about Tennessee fans too. They don't really care how good the team is. They're gonna ride or die. Like me, I don't care. I'm Bulls, Bears, Cubs, period. I don't care if we lose, we never win. I'm never switching my teams. I'm from Chi, so that's what we do. But all right, so tell us about your first store. Like, how did you get the inventory? How did you get your accounts with like Mitchell and Ness and all of that stuff? How did you learn how to do all of that?
Just determination, man. Just when I started, I go to Atlanta, and you can obviously they gonna juice you up a little bit more. So they had support from one company that's you're gonna pay probably 20% more from buying from this company because you don't have account. But eventually, I'm like, you're an entrepreneur. I don't want a whole lot of middlemen. I don't want a whole lot of hands in the pockets. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, how can I go do this? And eventually, I just started applying for the different vendors and going to like different shows and just getting out there, getting outside my comfort zone and just networking and marketing. And it's different because you don't have a lot of minorities in the sports industry that have stores. I mean, if I go to a convention, I go there every year. I mean, I might see 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's tens of thousands of people here. It's not a lot of people that have stores. A lot of them work, but a lot of them don't own the store. And so I just go out there and just try to network with the right people. And eventually I still getting accounts, and I'm like, hey man, I have this store. I would love to bring the products in here. I've been doing this right here, and just getting an opportunity to get the insurance is big. And getting Reebok, because back in the day, it was Reebok that had all the NFL, and the NFL is king. It is what it is. They're the king of sports world in America. And so I got the NFL contract with Reebok. Then they changed to Nike, but Nike wasn't really open up new accounts. And at this point in time, I'm sitting on I'm praying, me and my team, we literally like praying, oh, come on. So we lose, if they don't open up our Nike account, we got a Reebok. Reebok now no longer has the NFL account. They got other stuff, but it's NFL is our king. And I'm saying like, this is going to be very, very bad for business. And I got the letter. I was in Disney World with my family, and I got an email that, hey, you've been accepted to account. They didn't open up with 3 accounts in Tennessee. Wow. The whole state of Tennessee, they had 3 accounts. And I was fortunate to be one of them that they opened up a Nike account for, man. And I was just, man, I almost would have cried. It was like, man, what you say? I'm like, dude, this just don't happen a lot of times. And just, I have a lot of faith, man, and just hard work, and doors have opened up for me that it don't make sense. You come to my store, you're like, there's no way that guy owns this store. And sometimes people will say that, and I just smile like, man, just work hard and just chase your dreams and just be humble, be hungry, and just try to be a good person.
Dope, man. So what has been that number one key to success that you've had so far? What's been that number one key?
I think just working hard and just being coachable. Just right now, like a journey, the good, the bad, the ugly. You're not as good as your best day. You're not as bad as your worst day. You're somewhere in between, and just try to develop. Just get around people that's going to push you to elevate yourself to the next level, but also extend help hand to pull other people up on that journey so they can kind of be the best they possibly be. But just staying at it, man. Just working, just outworking everybody around you. While they sleeping and hanging out and all that stuff, man. You staying focused with your goals, and just if you say you're gonna do something, be a man of your word and just go about trying to do it.
Dope, man. All right, let's get into the book. So tell them about the book. The Dream is Free. How did you come up with that title, and what does that title mean?
The dream is free. I think everybody dream. I think some people daydream. And I always like, I'm like, dream is free. The journey to success is so simple. Someone like, they got different sayings like that. And I'm like, make sure don't nobody have this book. So you got books that says the dream is free, but the journey to success is so simple. It's different because I think everybody can dream. Everybody can talk about, man, one day I'm going to go to the NFL. One day I'm going to go to college. One day I'm going to start a business. One day I'm going to be. Why not today? What are you doing to put yourself in that situation 5 years from now that you can't go to the NFL, that you can't start your business, that you can do whatever? And I think when I talk about in the book, The Dream is Free, is just setting goals and going after them. You got to start somewhere. And I still got to truck in my car in the fast speed. You just have to start. And don't get comfortable with whatever situation you have. And stop complaining. A lot of people, they complain a whole lot. Well, I don't have it. Why not this? Man, make your way in. You don't find a door ain't there. Kick a door in.
Yep.
You will find a way to get there. But that journey, it is hard, and everybody ain't built for it. You know, being a college athlete, when we talk about, man, it's not easy. It's not for everybody. Being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. Being married, being, raising kids is not for everybody, but it can be you if you are you coachable or you determined, and if you got that mindset. What's your goal? I want to be successful. What's success? Like, success is different for every single person, but you just have to run your race. Stop focusing on everybody else. I don't care about the lid store that downstairs. I don't care about the champ store. I care about Fanatics 101 making Fanatics 101 the best store that I possibly can. I'm not caring about, there's a lot of great speakers. I'm not there. I'm not ET. I'm not any of these guys. I'm KD. And I want to be the best KD that I possibly can.
That's it, man. That's good, man. You hit it on the head. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody, but it's worth it though, man. I always tell people that, like, it's hard work, but it's worth it. Like you said, nobody gets to control our destiny. We can wake up, get our work done, do what we need to do, man, and handle our business. So you got 2 stores, Fanatics 101 in Johnson City. How long you've had that one?
Johnson City, since 2003. So next year to be 20 years. I've been on it for 19 years now. Love the journey. It's definitely not something that's easy, but I love the people of East Tennessee. They give me mad love back, and I'm just grateful for where I'm at. And it's different because everybody, like, I like being able to choose where I'm at, not necessarily forced to be here. I think I can go anywhere and sell stuff that I love. The people of North Tennessee. I've been doing it in the Asheville market in North Carolina for 11 years now. So I love having a store over there from North Carolina. And it's completely different. That 1 hour drive is, SEC country in Tennessee, ACC country in North Carolina. So I get to see completely 2 different atmospheres in the same store. Just one of those real crazy things in the sports world.
So what made you open up the store in Asheville? Where did that idea come from to do that?
I knew I wanted to get a second store. We had, I had a good team around that time. I'm like, man, it's time to expand, man. I think we can get better. And again, I'm a dreamer, so I'm like, let's go conquer the world, man. We should be able to do, whatever, man. My goal is to, do this. And first, I went to Kingsport because I wanted to kind of keep all my marketing in one area. So I go to Kingsport, go to their mall, talk to the mall manager, and they was all cool. And it was like, well, you can't do it because we have a Hibbett season, and we can't sell because we got exclusive deal. And I was like, why would you have an exclusive deal with a store? I'm like, it's kind of like you got a Chinese restaurant over here, a buffet that sells pizza, but you want to open up a pizzeria, because you got pizza on that thing. I'm like, we are 2 different things, but I'm like, I appreciate your opportunity. He's still talking like, man, I appreciate your opportunity. Thank you for taking this meeting with me. It's okay. And he's looking at me like, well, I'm like, man, I want to be around people that want me around. I want to be in shopping centers where people want me. And I go to Bristol, but at the time, Bristol Mall was kind of not, tilt thing of what I want. I didn't really feel the vibe when I went there. And the mall manager that was in Johnson City was now in the Asheville mall. And he was like, man, you looking to expand, man, we'd love to have you because a lot of stores will come get you. Charlotte, Nashville, a lot of places want you. Like, hey, that's a great thing to have in the market. And I'm like, you know what? I go over and I start looking. I'm like, I think we can make this happen. They put me directly across from a lid store, which I love. People are like, why you want to go head to head with them? I'm like, I'm not going head to head with them. I will send you over there. I like what I have. I think I'm going to give you good customer service and give you a good selection. People like what they like, but I'm like, when you come in here, I just want an opportunity. You can show earn money, you can spend money where you want to, but hopefully you'll give us the opportunity to shop with us and think of us before you spend all your money.
Dope, man. That's good stuff. All right, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Where can they get the book? Where can people book you to speak before we get to the last words?
Thank you so much. You can go to KDBowen.com and purchase from there. I love when you go there. But it's also available on like Books A Million, Amazon, Walmart, different places like that. But KDBowen.com is the best place to get it. We also have them available in my store, Fanatics 101, Mall Johnson, and Asheville outlets. You can get it. I do book signings and different things.
Also, they can book you to speak at KD at your website?
Yeah, they can book me to speak at my website. Just go to kdbowen.com, or you can email me at info@kdbowen.com.
Dope, man. One last word of wisdom for that inspiring entrepreneur, that KD who just got out of college, they can't get a job, and they want to get into entrepreneurship. One last word of wisdom. What would you tell them?
Oh man, just believe in yourself. Know that you have greatness inside of you. Just go chase your dreams. You know, God gave you the vision. He didn't give everybody else the vision. So just focus on, pray, work hard. You know, you will get your opportunity one day. I promise you, you'll get your opportunity. But it's what you do with your opportunity when you get it. And don't have a victim mindset. Have a victorious mindset. Just go out there and just win the day, man. Be great because you are great.
Dope, man. Appreciate you coming on, bro.
Hey, no problem, man. Thank you, man. Have a blessed day.
All right, you too.
Thank you so much for checking out this episode of the Books for Athletes podcast. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, and leaving us reviews. And be sure, if you're interested and you want to get your book done, make sure you check out our free case study video at www.booksforathletes.com. Also, if you'd like for me to come to speak to your students, or you're having an event and you need a speaker, I would love to be a part of it. Just shoot me an email at booksforathletes.com. Until then, we'll see you on the next episode.